Hello, this is Lorenzo from Espresso, and in this video I'll show you how to set up a retreat in Espresso. If you're planning a retreat for your organization such as a church or a ministry, then this video is for you. Okay? So let's get started by entering in a title for our retreat. So we could say something like annual retreat. And now let me drop in some details about the retreat and we can take a look. So this is a multi-day retreat with different registration options for couples, students, and individuals. And it will take place from the evening of November 7th through the afternoon for November 9th. Okay, so those are the dates. And here are the registration options that we want to offer. So for two guests that are a couple, that will be $150, and then for individual adults, it's $100, and for students, it will be $75. All right? So what we can do is start by setting up the date. So let's click on the date time selector and use it to select November 7th. All right, so here is the 7th, and this begins in the evening at 6 p.m. So we'll click on 6 and then done. And then this wraps up a couple days later on the 9th in the afternoon at 12. And then we'll click on done. All right, so now it's time to create those pricing or registration options. So what we can do is copy in the details for the first one. So we'll add that here. And we are going to adjust the sell until date. So this is the date that Espresso will stop accepting registrations. This retreat's going to be at a nice location, so we want to plan accordingly. So let's wrap this a week before so we can make sure that we have accommodations and all of that sorted. So we'll click on done. And now what we can do to save a little bit of time is to duplicate this existing registration option 2 more times. So there's actually 2 more registration options, so I'll click on duplicate twice, so 1 and 2. And then we can update the titles for those. So we have adult, and then we have student. And now let's adjust the pricing for each. So for student, that will be $75. For individual adults, that will be $100. And for the married couples, we're actually going to handle this a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is click on the gear icon here, which opens up the advanced settings. Then we're going to scroll down and take a look at the minimum quantity and the maximum quantity. So a couple means 2, so we're going to set this to 2 for the minimum and 2 for the maximum. And then for the price, we're going to set that to $75. So basically, 75 times 2 will equal $150, which is the registration option for couples. And then we can go ahead and clear out these quantity limits here. We don't need that. And from here, we can actually go up and save changes to the retreat. So I'll click on Save Draft. And now let's go check out this retreat on the front end. So I'll follow that link and then we'll scroll down and take a look at these registration options. So again, this is a multi-day retreat. We are offering registration options for couples, adults, and students. So for example, if a couple was going to register, when they click on this, it'll actually pre-select 2, and then together they'll pay $150 and they can click on register now. Okay, so that is an overview of how you can set up a retreat using Espresso. Thanks for looking.